Good morning, everyone. My name's Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thanks for joining me today for a Flosstube. Now, I decided not to number them anymore. I hope that's okay. I don't think it matters, and we're just talking about stitching. So, I can never remember what the number is anyway. So clearly it doesn't matter so much. But I haven't done a Flosstube in about 3 weeks because I was traveling, and so I posted my bingo card video. If you're interested in my bingo goals for the year, you can watch my last video, which I think was pretty fun. And today we're going to do my January bingo, but we'll do that at the end. I have some stitching to show you that I've been doing. I've been really excited about that. I've been feeling my stitchy bug back again. And I have another project, a non-textile project to show you, which I'm super excited about. I have a little historical purchase that I want to share with you. And then maybe some life updates. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. But before we get to any of that, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on my crafty and artistic adventures. Welcome back to anyone who's been with me for however long you've been with me. It's been great to get to know you in the comments here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me at Dr._Christy, which is listed down below. There are also other ways to support my channel down below. I do have a Patreon, and it's kind of a casual Patreon where I just film when I'm crafting. I'm going to do a couple videos this afternoon. Just chatty. And if I have a pattern that I come up with that's small that I want to stitch but not really sell, like my little thread chicken up there, you can often find those in my Patreon as well. I think there's a discount to my Etsy shop if you join my Patreon. So, it's mostly just behind the scenes. Oh, and you get some videos. The non-Flosstube videos, you get them before they go up to YouTube by between a week and a month, depending on how long it takes me to get them onto YouTube. But I also have an Etsy shop, which is also listed down below. And I sell medieval marginalia like these fine folks here. I have this witch there, a snowy scene, some temperature patterns. And then I also have a bunch of sort of cross-stitch interpretations of 16th century lace. So this is taking a bunch of different patterns and putting them together in a sampler. And then I have 2 chickens. Marcia is not up yet, and I'll put Marcia up probably this week. So anyway, I have a bunch of stuff in my Etsy shop, so you can check that out, also listed down below. I'm also keeping down below the resources for supporting Minnesota mutual aid funds and stuff like that. I'm going to keep those links down below to help and support the good fight in Minnesota against sort of, government overreach and violence, which is pretty abhorrent. And I haven't been hearing as much about that with the Epstein files happening, which is also absolutely abhorrent. So the stuff happening in Minnesota has been a bit overshadowed by that horrific situation, but I want to make sure that information is down below if you are interested in supporting those mutual aid groups. And they have been vetted by a friend of mine who is in the Twin Cities in Minnesota and is working with these mutual aid groups. Okay. So that information is down below. This is normally a channel about embroidery, cross stitch, other textile crafts, history, and the history of all those things. And I am kind of getting into bookbinding thanks to stuff I'm doing at work. I am a history professor, and so I do hands-on things. So bookbinding has become a part of my job. And if you are interested in any of that and want to see more of my videos, please subscribe and stick around. And that's another way to support me for free, is liking, commenting, and subscribing. So I really appreciate that. This is now my 4th time starting this over. I hit the wrong button and I stopped my recording. And I don't want to edit because then it'll just never get done. And I will just have this video on my phone for like a year. So I started over. So if I repeat myself, I apologize. But I do want to say that my mic is over here now. And I may have already said this. My mic is over here now because when it was down below here, you got to hear all the things that I do below the camera, which apparently is a lot. So you're welcome. I tested it and it sounds pretty good. Let's talk stitching. But first I want to, so I told you I have Patreons. And so thank you so much for my patrons. And I got to have coffee with one of my patrons while I was visiting my family. And that was super fun. I did not ask her for permission to say her name, so I won't do that. But thank you so much for hanging out with me and getting coffee with me. It was so nice to meet you. And yeah, it was delightful. It was lovely. So thank you so much for having coffee with me. So the first stitching I want to talk about is my Heaven and Earth design, Lady and the Unicorn. Now, I've been working on this probably for 5 years, and I am not very far along. I am at 19.69%, which is more than 2% that I've done in the past month and a half. So that's pretty impressive. But what I've been doing is working on the black, because the black is so that's where the black is. It's sort of throughout the whole piece. So I can really get like a base down. It also means that I don't have to think about it, because that's kind of where I am. Like, I don't want to think about my stitching at all. I just want to like know where I'm going next. So knowing where I'm going next on this has been really helpful. And where is it? Here we go. And I'm making progress. I'm making progress, friends. So I've been working on this down here. So all this black is new. And I think most of this black is new. There's a little bit of blue in here too. I did some blue in here, and I did a little yellow in here. You can see right there, just to like, break it up a bit. And then there's black up here as well. So I'm pretty excited about where I am. Now, I think you saw some of this here. So not all of this is new, but she's coming along. She's coming along, and that's very exciting. And I've been keeping track of it. I've been keeping track of the black that I've been doing on a card. So as of this morning, I did do a strand of black this morning. I fixed my hair. I cut my bangs today. My first cut is always like really severe. And then after a few washes, like after every wash, I kind of like refine it, and then it looks better. So if my bangs look crazy, that's why. I could feel a sneeze coming on, and I was right. So if I look a little bit red, it's because I just had 2 really good sneezes. Okay. So my 310, as of this morning, I have 7,122 black stitches left on the 24th of January, which is the last time I recorded this. I had 7,965. So I have stitched 843 black stitches in the last 3 weeks. So that's pretty good, right? And I started at 9,983 stitches. And so I'm almost at 3,000 stitches. Look at that. Very nice. So that is my recording of my black stitches. And this is not part of my bingo card, although I wish I had thought of it, because it's a great bingo card goal, I have to say. So that's the first thing. The second thing I've been working on is, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it yesterday, is Elephantine by Roz Clark Crafts. Here is the picture. And it is essentially like psychedelically colored. Well, mine are way more psychedelically colored than this, but very brightly colored medieval depictions of elephants. And last time you saw it, I had just finished this little guy here. Like, I needed a win. You know how sometimes you just need a win? You just like you need a W. And that little guy was my W. And I've been working on it more since then. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It is absolutely not centered on this fabric, which was really dumb on my part, gotta be honest with you. But I finished this big Mamba Jamba, which was a lot of stitches. That is full coverage. That was a lot of stitches. But the elephant and the castle are done. Maybe it's a monastery. I don't know. They look like nuns to me. And now I've started on this big tall guy with the big old trumpet horn. Big old trumpet horn. And the fun sort of like firecracker tail. Love it. Love it, love it. And so that's where I am. So I did a lot of this yesterday, sort of like almost all the head yesterday, and this tusk. I did a bunch of that too. So I'm pretty excited with how this is coming. I kind of want, I would like to get this off my whip list soon. So I'm focusing on this definitely, this and my HAED, just to get it going. Let me fix my light. And I will link Roz down below. Yeah, because, and this is Roz Clark Crafts. I'll link her down below. She also has a YouTube, although I haven't seen anything lately. Now, I have not been looking at Flosstubes very much lately, so I may have missed it. But she does have a Flosstube. I'll link that below. And she also has other medieval marginalia, medievally stitching, and other stitching too. But, you know, I'm very on brand when it comes to my stitching. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. So those are the two things I know that I've worked on since last time I saw you. Now, I may have worked on, I don't think I did. I'm going to show it to you anyway because I would like to put it into my normal rotation. And this is my Earth Laughs and Flowers because I would like this to be on my on Etsy. Sorry, I got distracted. But this is what it looks like. And I believe it's a poem by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it says, Earth laughs and flowers to see her boastful boys, earth proud, proud of the earth which is not theirs, who steer the plow but cannot steer their feet clear of the grave. And that little skull at the bottom made out of like vines and flowers may be one of my, I think, most clever design moments. So I designed this for an Earth Day collaboration, but I never had time to stitch it. So I thought I would get this off my whip list as well. How many stitches does it have? I don't know offhand. It only has 5,000 stitches, 5,014 stitches, and I am at 1,186. So I'm at 23%. So this could be a really easy win. I have to be honest with you. But I do have to be careful because I miscounted on the border at least one place. But here's where I am. So I have my skull. And so I need to remember to do the letters on the inside, not from this side because this side is miscounted. But I need to do it from, I think I'm going to do it from the middle, from the skull. But that's where I am, and I didn't realize how small it was, so this may be a priority going forward to get this off my whip list too, and then I can add this to my Etsy shop. I need to add her to my Etsy shop. I need to add my witches to my Etsy shop. I don't remember if that's on there. Anyway, so I have a bunch of things to add to my Etsy shop that are like already designed, already stitched, and for some reason I have not put them on my Etsy shop, and that feels stupid. That feels stupid. So this is done on a 16 count sea glass Aida by Fortnite Fabrics. And I don't know where I got this from. And clearly this is the entire piece because it's serged and I don't have a serger. So I don't know where I got it from, but that's what it is. It's a beautiful sort of lightly modeled light blue. And it is in my cork bag that I made, and this may be one of my first. This is my second bag I think that I ever made. This cork, isn't it pretty? And the cork is just so nice. Anyway, I really like it. My only regret is I used a dress zipper because that's what I had. I just used what I had, and I can't put a zipper pull on it. And that's sad because there's so many pretty zipper pulls out there. That's my stitching. So I do have sort of stitching projects that I want to do. So I'm going to work on all these guys, obviously. But I also need to mend my jeans today. So now we're in the plans section of the day. These jeans you have seen before. I've mended them multiple times. So I have this big mend. I have this mend here. I have this mend here at the knees. And mostly it's because you can't actually, it's hard to find casual jeans that don't have holes in them. And then I also mended in the crotch, but that was not a visible mend. That's sort of a less visible mend but it looks like I might have to touch that up too. So I need to fix two things on this. The first thing, sorry, is this right here. I was using, I don't know if you can see, the jean strings to close that up, but they have since ripped. So I'm going to have to go over this whole thing this way. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go over that horizontal. So that should be pretty easy. And then I also think I want to fix this back pocket. And I have a speed loom, a little speed loom that I've never used that I think would be perfect for this. So that's, I think that's my last hole in these jeans that needs to be fixed for now. But I love these jeans. They're like super slouchy, casual, comfy. The only thing I wish I'd done, and the jeans I'm currently wearing also have one big knee hole. Again, because you can't buy jeans without, it's hard to find jeans without holes that are like casual. I wish that I had done this on a bias. So instead of going with the grain up and down like that, going diagonal, because then it gives stretch. So like this can stretch on the bias like that, but it can't stretch at all like that, at least in theory. So when I mend these jeans, which will probably happen the next few months, I'm going to do it on the bias. But this is a really easy thing I can do in my chair. It shouldn't take very long. So that is a project for this weekend. I also have a bunch of things to be hemmed, including some work pants that I want to start wearing because I'm realizing that I'm out of my dresses for work phase and I'm into my pants for work phase. But most of my pants are warm weather pants because I live in Mississippi and it's usually warm, but we've been cold. And so I'm just kind of wearing the same pants over and over and over again, which is fine. But it's like I'm wearing like the same 2 or 3 pants over and over again. And I have to kind of dress up three days a week. So I don't know. I'm running out of pants is what I'm saying. So I need to all I gotta do is hem them. So that's one project, one non-stitchy project. Another non-stitchy project is I want to make a commonplace book. I've been reading about commonplace books, and essentially it's like an external journal. So like I don't journal. It's just not a thing that I'm interested in doing. But I love the idea of journaling, and I'm constantly sort of taking screenshots of things or like thinking of things. I'm like, oh, I wish I could write that down, like song lyrics or quotes or whatever. And so I've decided to make and I'm really interested in bookbinding. So I've decided to make myself a commonplace book. And I'll do a whole video about it when it's done, but I really want to work on it today. And I have this book, and this book has a Medusa and a Pegasus on it. And it is essentially a mythology book, I think. Maybe some other stuff too. But it's Nathaniel Hawthorne, a wonder book. And it has some great pictures in it. And I love this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out these pages. Yes, I'm tearing this book apart. Let me tell you the history of this book. This book was at in a college library called Middle Georgia College, which has now been subsumed into Middle Georgia University or something like that. So it's been like, and they essentially got rid of a bunch of the books from the library. So a friend of mine who has a lot of money, he purchased a shipping container of old books, and that were going to be thrown away from this library. And so he gave me a bunch of books to reuse in my crafts. And so I am giving this a new life. So do not come at me for cutting up this book. I don't want to hear it. Just saying. Books are not sacred objects, right? Books are often removed from library collections and disposed of in various ways. So I am keeping this out of a landfill by tearing it apart and making it into my commonplace book. So I just want to throw that out there. And I will keep all these parts because there's some like great, hope flies out of Pandora's box, right? There are some great little pictures in here that I really enjoy. And the colored ones have nothing on the back, so you could like do something with them. Midas turns marigold into a golden statue, right? So like these are great. And I'm going to save this paper too. I don't know that I'll save this paper. Maybe I will. Anyway, so I'm going to turn this into my commonplace book, and I'm going to cut out the book block, and I'm going to reinforce the spine. And then I'm actually going to just sew through the spine, and I'm going to have a bookmark that comes up from the bottom. It'll be cool. I'll show it to you when it's done. And this is published in 1949, I think. Let me just double check. 1949, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at, yeah, okay. So it's all mythology. So this is in 1949. Now I was going to do this book. So this is Byron, but it's just such a pretty cover. I don't know if you can, there you go. You can see it. It's just so pretty, right? It's so pretty. And it just would, I thought, and it's like a good, like pocket size. It's a little bit thick, but I'm very excited by it. However, does it have a date on it? I think it's from the 19th century. And I just felt bad. I'm not quite ready to cut up a 19th century book. As much as I liked, as beautiful as it is. So I think once I fill up this book, which I think will take me a very long time, I think I might work on this book. And this will be my next cover when I feel more comfortable with the whole like breaking apart books. Because I do love books. But I do also like crafting, and I want to make a sort of a junk journal-y commonplace book. So that's my project for like right after I stop filming and upload this, is I'm going to do that. Oh, and I got myself a new purse. So this is just a leather tote bag from Portland Leather Goods. And this was from a mystery box. I love a mystery box. And so you could get a medium-sized tote, but you couldn't choose the color. And then you got like 4 other things. And one of the other things I got was a pencil case. And so I got this so that way I could take my commonplace book with me and my pens to work on my commonplace book and on the go. So if I think of something or hear something or read something, I can just right away put it in. And so this is my new like purse, because I do have a purse that I like, but it was just getting really heavy and things just sort of disappear into it. And I've had it now for, I don't know, 12 years. It's been my main purse for 12 years. So I'm like, I want a fun little tote bag. So this is what I'm doing. This is where my brain is. And this sort of all ties into what I'm doing at work. I have no more. Let's do my bingo card first. Okay, my bingo card. So I have had to make a change because I forgot about something, and I had to change my fiddle. So in my mind, it was I have to play my fiddle 3 times this year. That's not what I wrote. I wrote once a month. And I didn't realize that it was once a month because I honestly haven't looked at this in a while. You guys saw the video like 2 weeks ago. But I made that video like over a month and a half ago. So I forgot. and I don't want, and it's my bingo card, right? So like the point is to get me to do these things. And since I've already missed January playing the fiddle, because I did not play the fiddle in January, that means that I have no incentive to play the fiddle, which sounds stupid, but that's how my brain works. So I've changed it to play fiddle 3 times. Now I haven't done any of them, but that's what I put in there. What I did do is number 1, which is go on a date or a weekend trip per month, one date night or weekend trip per month. And I made my husband go have dinner with me. We ate out. Very end of the month. So I could put a little thing there. I don't think I have anything else. So just to go through them. So it's one date night or weekend trip per month, septum piercing, tattoo, attend one conference. I am planning on attending a conference in May. And we do have a trip planned for February. So that's done. I have a travel bag prototype I want to do, a project bag. Play my fiddle, design 2 prosperity headings, not including Marcia there. Fix my turtle sewing machine, do some stitching, blah, blah, blah. Do some things with work, entertain. So 14 is finished gallery wall, which was in my dining room. Sorry, I'm just like looking down at this and reading. So I have a gallery wall that I need to finish in my dining room. But it's complicated because my dining room is plaster. So it's not drywall. So we have to like essentially mount a gallery wall, like pole or, a gallery hangy thingy. A picture rail. That's what it is. We have to hang a picture rail of some kind, which is like major work, but sort of life updatey thing. We're thinking about moving. So that we'll see what happens with that. Oh, the other thing that I've been working on. So I have 2 physical feats of strength. 2 feats of strength on here. Do 1 pull up, and that's unassisted. Do 1 unassisted. It doesn't say unassisted, but it's an unassisted pull up, and then dead hang for 1 minute. So I've been working on those for the past 6 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, past 5 weeks. And I don't know where I was going with that, so I'll just tell you. So I weigh about 250 is my weight, and I want to do an unassisted pull-up, but I can't. So I'm assisted at the moment on like the assisted pull-up machine is what I use. So I started my assistance at, you can see here. I did 3 sets, 160, 165, 160, right? Those are my 3 sets. Hold on. There we go. It gets too light and it freaks out. So every time I go, I try to make a little bit of progress. And so if the January 11th was 160, 165, 160, January 14th was 160, 155, 160. And then the 18th was 155, 160, 150. Does that make sense? So basically I stay in the same for my first and third sets. I stay the same for like 2 weeks or 2 times, not weeks, 2 times. But the middle number goes up and down to get my body sort of used to extra weight. So on the 11th was the last time I did this. I was at 150, 155, 150. So I have reduced it by 10 pounds in exactly 1 month. So January 11th to February 11th, exactly 1 month. I've reduced my entire, my assistance by 10 pounds. And that feels like progress. So I'm pretty excited about this. My dead hang's iffy. I mean, it's better than when I started, but I literally can only dead hang for like a maximum of like 7 seconds. And I'm going for 60. I have all year, and I am doing it. So that is my bingo card. I have other things, but the only thing I've really done is been working on my feats of strength, and then I also had a date with my husband. Those are the things that I've done. But what I want to do this month, I don't know. Oh, I need to alter my entire 2B altar pile, so I might work on that this month and organize my DMC into like I have a really cute box. It's like right here that I want to organize my DMC into. Anyway, I have things to do, but I'm pretty happy with my progress thus far. So that's that. And I have a purchase. So this is a non-history this is a history purchase, not a stitchy purchase. And I want to talk about it because, as I mentioned, I am getting really into bookbinding and book arts and the history of the book. And this is for work. I got a fellowship, and I know I've mentioned this before, but I got a fellowship through the University of Virginia. They have a rare book school, which is a really prestigious institute at the University of Virginia. And I got a fellowship to take to 2-year fellowships. I get to take 2 classes last summer and then this coming summer. I have a cohort of other people who have this fellowship, and we have a Zoom meeting once a month, and we have a what's it called? A WhatsApp group, which is really nice. I might want to do a Discord server for this. That might actually be really great. I might think about that because we have lots of links that we give each other. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But along with this, I'm making a history of the book class. I'm starting a book arts minor. And so I've been working on a teaching collection of examples of old books and old paper and stuff like that. And I got this, which is a 1450s book of hours, and it has some gilding in the letters. Now, I did not tear this apart, and I don't think the person who got it tore it apart. But this is pretty common for manuscripts to be disassembled in order to sell them and make more money off of the leaves. So I got this leaf. I have a couple other leaves, and I'm really excited. But what's also really exciting is that my fellowship matching funds just got approved this week, which means that I can buy a bunch of supplies for a bookbinding workshop in the fall, which will be super duper duper fun. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. And so that's one of the reasons why this commonplace book will be so much fun, because I don't know that I've ever done, I've never done actual binding, making a book inside a cover. I've done sort of notebooks and stuff, easy stuff, pamphlets. So this will be my first time doing a notebook, a book on a hardcover, and I'm very excited. But yes, I'm going to reinforce the spine on the inside with some fabric, and I'm going to sew. I think I'm going to do a four hole stitch, and I'm going to end it at the bottom, and I'm going to leave a long tail from my binding to use as a bookmark that I'll put beads and stuff on the end that'll go through the top. And so when it's on the shelf, it'll hang off the top. That's my plan, and that's what I'm excited about. Yeah, so this is my day. This is my Flosstube. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. I think I covered everything. Life update is just I'm working, and we're planning my husband and I are planning a camping trip, which will be super fun. I'm having brunch with friends tomorrow. Happy Galentine's Day, everyone. And that's really where I am. So I am looking forward to getting this commonplace book done. Very exciting. I have my pages over there to put in it. And it's going to be a junk journal style. So it's going to be all different kinds of pages. And I'm excited. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you next time with more stitching and maybe a finish. Maybe I'll focus on this guy and get that. No, in a week or two. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not happening. That's 4,000 stitches. It's not going to happen. But I do think that I can get a good dent on that, which will be really great. And yeah, that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.